All right. Welcome, everybody, to more Silversong. Feels like forever since I guess the last real session was more Silversong. Feels like we haven't played D&D in a while, but it's good to get back to it. So I don't have any announcements to make, so we can get right into it. Previously on Silversong. Oh, hang on. Let's do our. There we go. The party making their way to Silken Shore along the coast. Needed to travel through a large evergreen forest called the Deep Green Domain. And the reason for traveling is to attempt to follow a lead towards finding a mystical lyre said to have healing powers in order to save the benefactor of the orphanage from which all 4 party members come from. So, on their journeys, they've met some strange folk and have ventured deeper and deeper into the forest. And one night, while they were attempting to sleep, early in the morning, they heard the howl of a creature off in the distance, as well as sort of a scream for aid, a yelp. And pursuing that sound through the forest early in the morning, the party came to a clearing. And within that clearing, they saw a number of rather odd-looking wolves. Oh, hang on, let me... Gotta get the chat windows not opened. They saw a number of odd-looking creatures that were all gathered around a tree and were attempting to sort of climb it. They were barking at the bottom of it at another creature that was halfway up the tree, up in its branches, an odd-looking primate. There we go. These bones are irrelevant. I'm going to delete them. That was a drawing done by the party. But I thought they were funny, so I left them. But, alright, let's get our ambiance back in. Snap these guys to the grid.
Don't forget the squares.
Yes, the squares. All right. So as you pushed your way into this clearing, you saw these rather ferocious-looking dogs with sort of greenish fur, like moss, and skeletal faces, barking up the tree at this rather odd-looking primate who was sort of huddled up in the top of the tree. You could see sort of a patch of blood on the creature. And as you sort of made your way out into the clearing, Tibber, as you take a step forward, the creatures kind of sniffed the air and all turned their attention towards you 4. And that was where we did an initiative roll last time. So we're using all those old numbers. So we can get right into it. As Tibber kind of crashes through the woods out into the clearing, and the creatures turn their attention towards the 4 of you. Hang on. That's better. I was wondering why I was hearing it twice. Alright. So as these creatures turn towards you and begin to snarl, Tibber, Ruva, you're first to act.
If I, can I, like, reserve my action? And
You can ready an action if that's what you're saying.
okay, because right now I can't sneak attack, and that's probably my best bet. So I have to wait for someone else to go first?
So
That makes
essentially, readying your action means that you use your reaction to essentially give me a trigger. And then if that trigger is activated, then you have to tell me what you do. So you could say, I want to, let's say you had a bow and you said, I want to knock an arrow and fire at anybody who moves. Then your trigger would be somebody moving, and your action that you take after that would be firing an arrow at them. So it basically is like kind of holding your action, but you have to give me very specific triggers and what you specifically want to do.
Okay, well, actually, that sounds like a good idea, so I'm gonna ready an arrow, and then whichever one of the dogs moves first, I'll shoot it.
All right. So you knock an arrow with your short bow and prepare to fire if any of the dogs move.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Well, as you do that, one of the dogs immediately surges forward, aiming at Tibber. Would you like to fire an arrow at this one?
Yes.
Alright, go for it. That was your damage roll. You need to roll the hit.
Yep. Just for that.
We'll use that damage roll, though, if you do hit. Alright, you hit. Alright, 6 piercing. And your arrow pierces the side of this hound's sort of mossy fur and lodges in its side. It kind of lets out a little yelp, and its next few steps are kind of lopsided as it recovers. But it's going to continue towards Tibber, and it's going to bite at you. It is going to miss Tibber.
My AC is 17 right now. I have only my sword equipped.
Gotcha. It still misses, but good to know.
That's fine. I just wanted to let you know.
Yep, thanks. That's good to let me know. Because I don't always know what you guys are holding in your hands when you start the fight, so it's good to tell me. Otherwise, I just assume by your first turn what you're holding.
Yep. Yeah, it's just on its back.
All right. Well, it still misses you regardless. It rolled lower than a 17.
Little fur doggo.
And then, after biting at you, it is going to use its bonus action to let out a piercing howl. That's all.
Oh.
Kaj, it's your turn.
Wait.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up right here, produce flame, and aim it at this guy right here.
This one?
Yep.
All right. All right. You catch the edges of its fur and singe it for 7 fire damage. All right. You can now kind of see that its greenish, mossy fur is blackened where you landed that ball of flame. And this one's looking pretty beat up now, but it's still standing.
And then I'm going to take a step back right next to Tibber again, and then my turn.
Okay. The wolf on the edge of the clearing is going to make a break towards Gale. But it won't be able to reach you, Gale. So it is going to bonus action howl. And that's it. Which brings us to your turn, Gale.
Alrighty. There's not much I can do, so we'll just go forward. And we'll take a swing. Boop. Okay.
That's going to be a miss. You swipe at it and it sort of dances out of the way. Still snarling at you.
A little help here? That's gonna be it.
All right. Then next to act is the Hound here, who's going to run up to you, Kaj, and is going to bite at you. You're 14, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's gonna hit. All right. That's going to be 5 piercing as it sinks its fangs into your arm and bites down hard.
Okay.
And as it releases, it is going to bonus action howl and end its turn. Tibber, it's your turn.
Tibber's gonna go here. He's gonna longsword this one.
All right. You swing just slightly wide, and your sword sinks itself into the ground instead of the beast before you.
Okay, he's gonna pull out his shield then, and then that'll be it.
All right.
This isn't looking good.
One of the hounds on the far end of the clearing dashes its way towards you, Tibber, and attempts to sink its fangs into you. You're 18 now?
19.
Or 19, yeah. Gotcha. Doesn't matter. It's not going to hit.
Damn.
Anyway. And then it's going to bonus action howl and end its turn.
You guys are loud.
The last one on the far end of the clearing bounds its way towards Gale, not quite making it to you yet, howling as it does so. Which brings us back to Ruva's turn. Ruva, you have your bow still out.
Ruva's going to attack. Wait, this one
Okay.
with the bow,
Mm-hmm.
or at least try.
That hits. Alright. That'll be 9 piercing. Your arrow sinks itself into its mossy fur, and this one hits a little closer to vitals, not just along its side, but right up near its neck. And you deal quite a bit of damage with this shot. It's now kind of panting a little heavier, but it is still standing.
Nice. Ruva's gonna move here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Alrighty. Alright, that brings us back to this hound, who's going to circle around you, Tibber, and bite at Kaj. And it hits for 4 piercing. And then it howls and ends its turn. Which brings us to your turn, Kash.
Okay. Hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and Shillelagh and aim at the one that just hit me.
Mm-hmm. An 11 to hit will miss.
Okay. Then
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I had my turn there.
Yep. Brings us this one, which is going to bite at you again, Gale.
Go for it.
Alright, with an 18 it will hit. And that will be 5 piercing.
Alright, taken.
Then it will let out its second howl and end its turn. Which brings us to your turn, Gale.
Great. Rinse and repeat. Hopefully I hit this time. No, just kidding.
Not quite.
Alright, well, that'll be the end of my turn. Jesus.
Got those crow rolls going now.
This hound's going to bite at you, Tibber.
Try it.
It hits.
Damn.
Oh, shoot.
Never taunt, never taunt. That's always how they get you. All the good rolls come after a taunt. That's going to hit you for 6 piercing.
Damn.
It finds a gap in your armor and it sinks its fangs in, biting down hard and drawing blood. and then it will perform its second howl and end its turn. This brings us to you. It's your turn now, Tibber.
I'm gonna longsword this one.
Mm-hmm. It will hit.
9 damage.
All right, you open up a large gash across the side of this one after it sinks its fangs into you.
And
you
I
can
will
see-
action surge.
Well, you can see sort of this inky black blood seeping to the surface of where you cut it, and then you action surge and attack once more. Is that correct?
Yes.
Very good. All right. Nice.
Ooh,
Ooh.
12 damage. Fucking A. Oh wait.
Alrighty.
No, wait, how why is it so weird? What the fuck?
I think it rolled your crit for you.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, why is it like why does it show it like that? It's so weird.
Just ran out of room probably.
It's all scuffed.
It's because it's doing a bunch of things all at once with your one-handed
Yeah.
and your two-handed.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
All right. With 12 slashing damage, you open up another cut. This one even deeper, and the hound in front of you falls to the ground, squirming, and then stops moving.
And then that'll be my turn.
Alrighty. This one will follow up and attempt to bite you, Tuba, as you're distracted with the other one. But it will not do so, as you feel it just sort of bite down on the hard part of your armor and not actually cause you any pain. But it will howl for the second time as a bonus action and end its turn.
Feel like there's something special to this howl.
Nah.
Calling for reinforcements. Sure hope not.
Or they get stronger.
Sure hope not.
This hound here, Ruvo, will attempt to bite you.
And it most likely will succeed.
It does. 4 piercing.
Okay.
And then it will howl and end its turn. Which brings us to your turn, Ruva.
Rue's gonna. I guess Rue's gonna try and hurt this guy.
Okay. Now you do still have your bow out.
Oh, do I have to switch to my daggers? Does that take up an action?
You could drop your bow on the ground and it would be free. If you want to sheathe your bow, that would be more, but if you just want to drop it
Okay.
on the ground and pull your daggers out,
Yeah, I'm just gonna
I'd let you do
drop
that.
the bow and pull out the daggers.
Go for it.
Oh no!
Alright. That slash misses. Are you going to
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
follow up? Use your bonus action to follow up? That one will hit. So just roll your d4 without the modifier.
How do I?
You can just roll it and then not add what it adds to the modifier.
Oh, okay.
Damn. 1.
So 1.
That's rough. Against 5. Okay. You only sort of nick its ear as it attempts to dodge out of the way of your slice. Anything else? You can still technically move.
Nope. Just
Very
there.
well. That brings us back to this wolf here. Who's going to bite at you once more, Koch. But it misses. Its fangs just sink themselves into air as you manage to sidestep this one. But then it howls once more
Oh no.
for the third time. And as this howl rings out, Tibber and Kaj, can you make a con save for me?
Oh no. Wait, I'm good at those. Nice.
Hey.
All right, this third howl, the first two were uncomfortable. The third one, you feel it sort of reverberate through your bones. And it's much, much more haunting. And so, you both saved. With 18s, very good rolls, both of you. But you're both still going to take 4 psychic damage.
Damn. Not with the save?
Yes, that is with the save. It cut it in half.
Oh my dear lord.
That's close.
Yes, that third howl was much more chilling than the others. Which brings us to your turn, Kaj. As you sort of shake off that unnerving noise that was filling your ears. What would you like to
So
do?
I'm gonna healing word myself.
Good. Tell me magic moment you heal. For
Okay.
5, nice. All right.
And then I'm gonna take a swing at the one in front of me.
With Shillelagh. That will hit. Bit of a low roll, but it is enough. You swing your staff down onto the sort of skeletal face that this hound has, and you hear sort of a crunch and you feel it give way as this hound falls to the ground, dead.
Sweet. Okay.
Nice.
And then I'm going to head over here to the middle.
All right,
And I'll end my turn.
very good. All right, this hound over here is going to bite at you, Gil. But with a 9, it does not hit. But it is going to howl for a third time.
No.
So Ruva, you
come-
two.
Yep. Saving throw.
All right, Ruva, you save. So Gale, you're gonna take 6 psychic damage. Ruva, just 3. As the third howl of this wolf chills you to your very bone.
Is it possible to cast Hellish Rebuke in response?
Nice.
Okay. He has to make a deck save, and it's just a 12.
Okay, let me double check its dex. Not too great. I will fail that.
Great. He takes 18 damage. Oh, wait. Yeah.
8.
Damn.
Nice roll.
Well, he did.
Alrighty. Ruva, you're closest. You kind of witness this. Kaj, you see a bit of this too, but this one just bursts into flames. This sort of unnatural, hellish kind of black flame that just completely consumes it, and it kind of rolls around on the ground attempting to put it out, and then just falls still, singed.
Huh. Could
Alright.
come here.
That brings us to your turn, Gil. You swing at
right.
this one, but fall just shy.
Maybe it hits me again, and then I can cast another spell. Until then, I guess I'm done.
Your wounds are still kind of hurting a little bit, Gale, as you swing at this one, but you fall a little shy, and it's manages to dance out of the way. The next one's dead, so we're right on to Tibber.
I will swing at this one. Fuck.
You will miss.
I'm gonna second wind.
Okay.
7 healing. That's my turn.
Alrighty.
Oh, nice. Must have been that frog you ate.
It's coming back to bite me.
Right after it dances out of the way of your slash, Tibber, it's going to lunge in with a bite of its own. But you manage to pull your arm up and block it with a part of your gauntlet. And it just sinks its fangs into metal. But it will release your arm and howl.
Fuck.
So you're going to have to give me a con save, and Kaj, you are too. Alright, Kaj saves. Tibber, you fail.
Fuck.
Oh, lucky devils! It low rolled. So Tibber, you failed. You're gonna take 4, and Kaj only 2 psychic damage.
I'm sitting pretty. We're chilling. I ain't dying to no wolf.
All right. This brings us to this wolf. It's gonna attack Ruva. It's got 2 targets in front of it. It'll attack Ruva. And that will hit
No.
for 3 piercing.
3? Oh.
Alrighty.
I have a bad feeling about this.
And then it will howl.
No.
Oh no.
No.
Ouch.
Oh no.
Alright, that's a 1. Oh, okay. Well, you guys got pretty lucky.
What was it?
So if you failed your save, which is Ruva and Kaj, you're going to take 5. If you succeeded, which is Gale, then you just take 2.
Okay. Bad news.
Are you down?
I'm down.
Oh shit.
Alright. You all see Ruva sort of clutch her head as this howl sort of pierces her eardrums. And as she does so, she sort of stumbles and falls flat onto the ground on the grass below.
Insert dying noises here.
So that'll bring us to Ruva's turn, so make a death save for me.
How do I do that?
When you run out of health, it'll pop up where your health bar was on your character sheet.
Okay, death save.
It is just a d20. Oh.
No.
And you have to get over 10 to succeed it. So that would be one failure, so you just mark those down.
Okay.
All right. So Ruva, that's your turn. Which brings us to a dead one, and then on to Kaj.
So can I go over there and pick her up?
You can do so very easily with any healing.
Okay.
That'll instantly pick her up. Or if you don't have any healing or don't want to use any healing, you can make medicine checks to also stabilize her.
I'm just gonna run over and cure wounds on Ruva.
Yep, that's the easiest way.
And did we still roll that?
Yeah, just roll your healing, and she will just stand right up from whatever health you give her.
Okay.
All right, so Ruva, you receive 6 healing as the pain from your wounds begins to fade, and you just rapidly regain consciousness. The foliage above you and the evergreen pine needles and a bit of the sky just suddenly kind of fading into focus as you reawaken
No.
with 6 health. All right,
Thanks,
you're back up.
gosh.
And then I'll end my turn.
All right. That brings us to another dead Kushi, which brings us to Gale.
Perfect. Since she's still on the ground, can I say that thematically I step in front of her just until she gets up?
Of course, for RP, yeah.
Perfect. I'll do that and then I'll swing.
All right,
Bloody
Oh,
hell!
nice.
Finally.
you land your hit.
Oh god.
Hey, this one only takes 1 point of damage each time, guys.
Ain't-
It's gonna be a
ain't-
long fight.
Ain't that just the way? Terrible luck, I'm sorry.
5,000 cuts.
That's alright. I guess that's all I'm gonna do then.
All right, then, Tibbs, you're up.
I'm gonna swing at this guy.
You hit.
Oh, nice.
8 damage.
Alrighty. You open up another large slash and see that sort of inky black blood seep to the surface. It looks mighty wounded, but it is still standing, though it kind of wobbles and pants heavily.
Damn. That'll be my turn then.
Alright. It's going to attempt to retaliate with a bite. But with a 12, it will not do so. It will howl once more, bringing it back to 1. Howl.
Okay. Whew.
That
One wolf.
howling is getting to my head.
That brings us to this Kushi, who is going to bite at you, Gale.
Go for it.
And with an 8, it will miss.
What a shame.
But it will howl and refresh its counter back to 1. So Ruva, it is your turn. Technically, you're still on the ground. So you can use half your movement speed to stand back up again.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna try and hit this thing.
Alright, you pull yourself from the ground, some of the pain of your wounds healing from Kaj's magic, and lash out at the creature that played a hand in sending you to the ground. And you hit with your first strike.
Do I do damage?
Yes,
do
and
I
you can
try
you
for
can
a second
you can
strike?
sneak attack it as well. You do damage.
Okay.
All right.
And then
So
my
open up a large gash with your first strike, and then follow up with another one of your daggers. That will hit as well. All right. So with your second strike, Ruva, you sink your offhand dagger deep into its neck, and the creature topples to the forest floor, dead.
Okay. Shut your mouth. Is what Rufus says.
All right, that brings us to Kaj.
Okay. Walk right over here. Produce flame and throw it at the one in front of Tibbs.
All right. You send a bolt of flame its way, and that hits. All right. You see sort of a black smoke and smell burning fur as you singe its fur once more. This one now looks very rough. Tibbs and Kaz, you kind of have the best view of it. Panting heavily, limping, and looks heavily damaged. But it is still standing.
All right. I'll end my turn and
Then
say
it's
to
your
Tibbs, put her down.
It's your turn then, go.
I'll try.
Great. Well, only one thing to do. Hopefully not as bad as last time. Just
Alright.
kidding.
Strike at it,
Good
but
try.
it's standing a little bit off balance. It wobbles slightly, and you just happen to get unlucky and miss right as it wobbles.
It's okay, I didn't see that.
So if that's the end of your turn, go.
See what? Of course it's the end of my turn. I never started.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Then Tibbs, it's your turn.
I'm gonna drop my shield and swing at that motherfucker
All right, you throw your shield to the grass below, and swing and hit.
for 6 damage.
All right, you bring your long sword down as it sort of turns to face Gale. You just cleave it right down the neck and cut its head clean off. And it falls
I'll
to the
look
forest
back
floor as
and-
well.
Give Kaj a thumbs up.
Mm.
I did it.
And with the last of the hounds dead, the forest around you is once again silent.
And I will pick my shield back up.
I will pick up the crossbow.
All right.
I want to poke it. What is it?
I don't know if you should just go poke it, but
I'm poking its eye socket.
You
is this
poke
thing
at it.
looking at us?
It's kind of high up in the trees, and you can kind of see it breathing pretty heavily, but it is watching you kind of closely, a little bit warily. Gale, you poke at the creature. It certainly isn't moving. You can kind of actually stick your finger in its eye socket because the eye socket is empty.
Ew.
So gross.
That's really
These
gross.
things got anything on them?
They're missing eyes. They have tongues and teeth, sort of attached to the skeletal face that they have, but they're missing eyes. The rest of their fur, kind of below the face, is this very sort of mossy green, almost vegetation.
Do they have any wolf pockets?
Not quite, no. You can see sort of the you can see sort of the occasional like gap in the fur where you can see this sort of odd looking bone.
Oh,
They
ew.
appear to be rather unnatural.
Does it look like the bone is? It sounds stupid. Separate? Like, could I take off the face, or is it just the actual skull and it's showing halfway?
It's sort of as if you took a skeleton and just wrapped it in moss. So you could probably cut some of the moss off, but the skeleton is attached to his spine, which is attached to the legs and everything. But again, not too difficult to sever if you
No,
wish
that's
to.
quite alright. No, that's kind of weird. That's alright.
Can Ruva take some of the teeth?
You can, yeah.
What?
Ruva's gonna grab a couple teeth.
They are sort of firmly fixed in there, but with a little bit of effort, you can sort of break one of them off. They're sharp, kind of like wolves' teeth.
Nice.
Careful, Tibble.
What?
Hello. I don't know if you can understand me.
Hello?
And I'll
Um,
have my hands up, no sickle.
Up in the tree, the odd-looking primate kind of shifts slightly up in the branches, sort of poking its head out from behind one of the branches that it clings to. and kind of eyeing you all warily with these sort of very large, wide, saucerish eyes. And as you sort of call out to it, Gale, now standing at the base of the tree, it sort of squints slightly, eyes you warily, and then says, "You're taking care of the Kushi, have you?"
Holy shit, it can talk.
What the hell?
Were those dogs?
Aye, that's what they were. And it sort of begins to climb slightly down the tree that it's in. Again, just kind of flicking its eyes between each of you, a little cautiously, but kind of relaxed. You can see sort of that it has this cut along its side near the rib cage that is bleeding slightly as it climbs down and sort of perches itself on one of the lower branches, now approximately eye level of the taller of amongst you.
What is a Kushi and what are you?
Yes, please. What the fuck are you?
Hey, guys. Nice.
I'm
Well,
sorry, but he can talk.
that
He looks fucking crazy.
would be two complicated questions right after each other.
What's your name?
Name. A third complicated question.
Oh my god.
Are you hurt?
A tad, lad. As it sort of clutches at the bleeding side. I suppose I am called the Puka.
The what?
The Puka. Have you not heard of a Puka?
Like the thing you smoke out of?
I'm
No, it's not
afraid
quite right.
I'm not
Yeah,
familiar.
smoking is.
I've heard of it.
Why would we know of you, Puka?
Well, stories of Puka encounters are everywhere. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it.
What kind of stories?
It sort of raises its eyebrows as best it can and kind of focuses on you, Go, for a little bit. You haven't heard stories of the odd little shape-shifting creatures in the woods? The Puka's blessing and the Puka's curse?
Do you give blessings? Or is it your shapeshift that's a curse?
Shape-shifting.
Oh, we
It's
all
like-
get a wish?
Like a Doppler?
Aye,
What?
lass, I suppose you could say a little bit like that.
Ah.
Though I'm
I
afraid
see.
a little less reliable than a Doppler. Or shape-shifting is more whimsical, if you will. And no, lad, not quite like a wish, unfortunately.
Ah.
But speaking of Puka's blessings, he sort of coughs a bunch and then spits out a small little pebble into the palm of its hand. And then it will toss the pebble at you, Go.
I'll catch it.
Right.
Oh, ew.
You catch this tiny little pebble, and as you sort of look at it, you can see that it's sort of pearlescent. It sort of shines with different colors, sort of a whole mixture amongst this sort of very smooth, round pebble that it coughed up. There you are. That's the Puka's blessing.
What exactly does it do?
Well, another complicated question. You see, it does something different depending on who receives it. And well, when it triggers, is also a little unreliable. I've never seen one myself, but I'm told that it's real.
Wait, didn't you just cough that up?
Aye, of course, lass.
How did it get in there if this is the first time you've seen it?
Oh no, this isn't the first time I've seen it. I've just never
But-
seen it activate.
Oh,
Can I have one of your
Okay.
cough drops?
Well, the Puka's blessing is yours to share amongst the 4 of ye.
it's like a part. Oh, okay.
How do I activate it?
You can teleport now.
I think it does that on its own.
Hmm. Indeed. Again, I've never seen it come to effect, though I have heard that it gives good results. At least, at the bare minimum, far better than a Puka's curse, I must say.
So do I just think about it?
Well, I suppose just keep it on you for a rainy day.
Is that why those wolves were attacking you, or you just taste good?
Maybe a bit of column A and a bit of column B. I've been told that pukas are rather tasty. And then as it says that, it kind of like is wistfully thinking and stroking its beard. But as it says that, it sort of squints and then eyes all the four of you.
No,
You're
no,
not-
it's okay.
You're not
Have
going
a
to eat me,
name
are you?
now. We won't eat you.
No, I had some frog earlier. You're good.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Ah, good.
So, are you like good to go then, or are you gonna die?
It would take more
Let's
than
look
this to
at-
kill a
Let me
puka,
take a
but
look at your runes either way.
well, I suppose if you've a doctor in your bunch, I won't turn that down.
You could call him that.
Sort of raises one of its arms to allow you to see its ribcage. You can see sort of some bite marks that kind of some fangs were sunk into it. It's bleeding, but not enough to kill it necessarily, Kaj, but enough to cause some decent pain.
Okay, I'll just do what I can to stop the bleeding.
All right.
I
You
have a
do.
I have
question for
a
you.
question.
More questions. How fun.
Go ahead,
Um,
Riva.
Okay. So if you're like a Doppler, what other things can you become?
Well, so far, a tiny little bird at one point. That was a little bit fun. I do like flying. And once I was a frog, and then it pauses again, and eyes Tiber.
Oh,
And there was a time when I was a raccoon. Also rather fun.
does that mean I
So-
could have eaten a fuka?
It sort of mulls that question around. What did it
Sorry.
taste like?
Frog.
Well, then probably not a puka. Yes, not a puka. Let's go with that.
Thank God. Okay.
Another quick question. Why'd you ask him what it tasted like? Because if he hadn't said frog, would you have known what you taste like?
Well, I was hoping you
And
wouldn't
how would you
answer.
know that?
I was hoping you wouldn't answer tasted like puka. And since he didn't, I guess we can trust him, right?
Okay. Are you a cannibal?
No.
Okay.
I am many things, but a cannibal, that is not one of them. Now, you folk, what exactly are all of ye?
Been over.
Sort of, it tilts its head almost a little too far like an owl.
That's weird.
I see.
What do you
I'm-
mean?
You talk about our race?
Well, I don't always come across strangers in these woods. Usually it's just little squirrels and birdies. An orc, you say? I've never met an orc before. Fascinating.
Well,
a rather
well, I
lovely,
have.
a rather lovely shade of green.
Yeah, my dad's an orc actually. Not my mom, but
Oh, fascinating.
got the features.
And the rest of you?
My name's
I'm a-
Gale, and I'm a human.
Pretty pale though, but
I didn't know
mean-
humans came so pale, but what a wonderful discovery.
I mean, I've only seen humans minus Tiber. And I guess Ruva.
Me?
Well, I've never met a human quite like you, but I'm glad to make your acquaintance, Gale.
And yours, Pulka?
And ye, my doctor friend?
I'm a human too.
Rather odd-looking humans I've met today. All the others looked rather
Honestly,
alike.
I don't know why this happened. But
I see, I
nothing
see.
bad's happened yet.
He used to be a different color, but he started changing.
Aye, well,
I wasn't set it up to get tan.
that's not exactly a unfamiliar concept for a puka. So I know the feeling, lad.
Yeah, just going with it.
It is rather odd and exciting.
I guess so.
And lastly, the lass.
So I guess it's just a whole bunch of humans and then one half orc.
Half human, so I mean, yeah.
Oh, I guess we're just all a bunch of humans then.
Lovely,
Very
well,
McCarthy.
humans are common in this land, so shouldn't be much of a surprise. It is lovely to make all of your acquaintances, and I thank you kindly for offering your aid in my time of need.
We were happy to help.
How old are you, Pulka?
Sorry, would you ask?
How old are you?
Well, I lost track. Somewhere around 200.
Yeah,
Let's
maybe-
just say 222. That's a nice number, right?
Oh, it's even.
Very consistent.
Indeed. I like the sound of it in my mouth.
Then maybe you could help us.
I suppose I
trying
could.
We're trying to find something about the lyre.
A liar.
Yeah.
A teller of untruths.
The instrument.
Ah!
The
The
magical lyre.
instrument.
It
Duh.
heals people.
The one
Which
from
one?
the Child's Tale.
Exactly.
Pelisander.
The old child's tale.
From the south.
The bard of Pelisander.
I'm afraid human children fables are not my strong suit. The few humans I've run into in these woods, we haven't stopped to chat about children's stories, I'm afraid.
Have you ever heard of music then? Maybe something that was a little too grand?
Music. There was a fella who wandered through, had a little. What did he call it? I think he called it a lute. He played little songs on it with the little plucking strings. It was quite lovely.
Wow.
It's a shame.
Now
Is
then,
there anything? Go ahead, Fulcra.
this instrument you speak of, that's what brings you to my woods.
Hi. We're trying to travel. We're just passing through.
Ah, of course, travelling through the woods then. This woods can be rather lovely, but I suppose they can also be fraught with danger. Well, I suppose you've learned that already, haven't you?
Yes, definitely.
Yes,
Right away.
the Kushi, the Hounds of the Night, they're not incredibly pleasant to deal with, are they? Those chilling howls.
Are they natural?
Natural. That's a difficult question. In a way, I suppose, and in a way, no. I suppose the best way to describe them is harbingers of death.
Oh no.
They say that the third howl you hear is your last.
Well, I heard like 3, so
Well,
I'm still standing.
I wasn't for a little while. I can believe it.
Aye, well, my friend, you must be an exceptionally tough fellow.
Yeah, I'm built a little different.
It's the orc.
I had to.
I knew you. I was hoping you would do that. Aye, that you are, lad. Now then, you say you're passing through my woods. Whereabouts you're headed?
South.
Silken Shore.
Ah, the little town on the coast. I've seen it. Perched from my tree. You can see it just nestled in the distance.
Oh.
If you
So
reach
how
the
far
southern,
away?
reach about the southern tree line, then it's not too far after that. About a day's walk.
Oh, that's good to know.
The buka kind of climbs a little higher in the tree, and you see it sort of wiggle its ears slightly and sort of angle them in all directions, like sort of a radar scanner as it just sort of takes the time to scan, and then you see it sort of twitch its whiskers and then just stick its tongue out for a period of time and sort of taste the air, and then after several moments it comes back down. Climbing back down the tree and resting on the branch where it once sat before, and says to all four of you, "Well, the four of you are on the right path, due south from here, and you should make it in no time."
Anything we should worry about out there? Besides more of this?
In the woods, you mean?
Right. On the way up.
Aye, well, there is that cranky feller, the Elaine Trechend.
The what?
Nasty bird fellow. Not pleasant to deal with. Always in a foul mood. I often just leave him alone.
Will he let us pass through?
As long as you stay far away from its nesting grounds, you should be alright.
Okay.
Heading due south, you should be fine.
Well, I'm ready to head out. As long as you said you'll be fine, right?
Indeed, it appears the
Mr.
bleeding has stopped
Wolfman.
and the pain subsides.
Alright, cool.
I'm glad.
I thank the four of you, again, for your aid.
Thank you for the gift.
Indeed. I hope that it is some use to you, whatever it may be. And should the four of you travel again through my woods, hopefully we run into each other and can speak about your journeys.
Yes, definitely. Would it be okay if I called you Harvey? To give you a name?
A name? Well, no one's really offered that before. I am the Puka. I suppose if you wish to call me that, I wouldn't protest.
Cool. I just thought there are more than one, yes? So
I have been told there are more than one.
I thought maybe you would like something to identify yourself individually.
I suppose that is a rather good idea. All right. Harvey, then. You may call me that.
Ruva just smiles really widely. I'm so happy you said I could.
Well then, I wish you safe journeys.
Hey,
Thank
gosh.
you for your blessing.
Mm-hmm.
I wish those wolves had some, like, wolf money.
They have
Wolf money would have been
gold.
really nice.
As you
Buy
sort
all
of
sorts of wolf things is wolf money.
With the wolf pockets.
as you sort of as you make your way back into that clearing, the next time you glance back to sort of look at the tree where the puka's at, it is gone.
Weird fellow.
I liked him.
You're a weird fella too.
I don't want to ask the animals next time we try and take one like a frog, in case we kill a puka.
Yeah, how about we don't eat random animals anymore, okay, guys? We
No,
have.
no, I didn't say that.
They should
Ah,
be able to talk, so
I just
Exactly.
assumed they would shapeshift back if they were about to die. I mean,
but what if they were stuck?
well, that's their fault.
That's kind of
Don't
inconvenient.
shapeshift into a frog.
How do you get stuck as a shapeshifter? Is that kind of your shtick?
Mm, it can happen. Probably. I don't know.
All right. So as you talk and sort of make your way back, winding around the trees, leaving the clearing, and sort of back into the deeper section of the woods, you don't hear any more howling. That sort of distant howling that was plaguing you guys for the past few days in this area seems to have faded, and you really only hear the chirping of birds and the occasional rustle of the brush alongside you.
What time is it in the day like right now?
So you heard the howling noises early in the morning. So after fighting and then speaking with the puka a little bit, it'd really only be like 10, 11 in the morning. So it's still early morning.
Wait, guys, wait. Before we go any further, we need to get our tents.
True.
But that's like all the way back there.
But we left them. You told me. You were the ones who told me to go. We
You
can't just
decided to
leave them
fight.
there. We're just gonna leave them there?
No, no, we can go get them. Just wait here, Tibra. We'll take care of it.
I'm gonna nap then.
I'm gonna wait here too if you guys don't mind.
Okay. Come on, Gail.
All right. Then the two of you run back, making your way across the clearing,
Run.
and
Run.
past the corpses of the kushi that you slain, and eventually sort of making your way back into the woods that you came from. You spot the section where you left the tents. Oh, I already deleted.
No, they're gone. I don't know where they went.
Then we'll just theater them around it. You find the tents sort of nestled in amongst the trees, and they are right where you left them. They seem relatively untouched.
I guess they break them down.
One of them has one of the pegs pulled out that you sort of
Yep.
started to do before you ran off to assist in the clearing. But the two of you pack up the tents. It only takes you a few minutes. Not too difficult. You guys have done it before. And eventually, with the tents packed up and any other supplies that you left lying around, you can head on back.
Okay. We do that.
It's not too hard to find the clearing again. You can kind of see the opening in the trees. So eventually you step out into that clearing, and from there you know that the others were just a little bit south, tucked into the woods. And before too long, heading south, you see Kaj and Tibber in the distance and quickly approach. All right. All right. Kaj and Tibber, you see the two of them, Gale and Ruva, eventually through sort of a gap in the trees, and they make their way back to you with supplies in hand, and you're ready to get going again.
Hey, Tibbs, can you take this tent? I'm still feeling a little worse for wear.
I guess.
Thanks.
I'm tired.
Already?
What do you
Sleep
mean?
tonight is gonna feel great.
So as you wander the woods today, your journey's peaceful. Again, you don't hear any more howling, just the sort of quiet noises of birds as you weave your way in between the tall pines. And you travel for several more hours in peace. And so it begins to sort of wrap around into the afternoon, approaching the evening, but not dark yet, as you wander your way through the deep green domain, keeping your bearing of south as best you can.
Mm,
And as you travel, the trees all sort of begin to look the same. Though you do notice that as you sort of wander deeper and deeper into the woods, the environment in general just starts to become a little darker as the trees become more dense. And as you wander, Kaj and Gale, you notice off to the side a stump that has some fungi growing around it. The mushrooms have sort of a red cap with white spots. They seem to be just sort of clumping around this specific stump.
that
I recognize these
stump
ones.
looks like a fun guy.
I like that. Can I recognize what kind of mushrooms these are?
You can make a nature check.
Nature boy.
You've seen them before. Again, you're not quite sure the name, but you're pretty sure they're a type of fungus that, with a 21, you're pretty damn sure. That they're a type of fungus that actually mimics a poisonous one, but these ones are rather harmless.
Hey, Tibbs,
that
we can eat these
the
ones, right?
whole?
Are these the safe ones?
These are the safe ones, I'm pretty sure.
They sure look like the poisonous ones.
Yeah,
So,
that's how I get you.
How about we just skip them, and that way we don't accidentally kill ourselves, maybe?
I just throw one into my mouth really quick.
Gosh,
I'll
what are
eat
you
one
doing?
too.
What are you guys doing?
No,
They're good.
no,
So,
we're good.
You bite down on the mushroom, and they have sort of a buttery, slightly nutty flavor. And as you sort of wait for anything to happen, but you don't feel any sort of gurgle in your stomach, you don't feel any sort of nausea. You just feel slightly fuller.
well, if they were poisonous, you guys would have been dead by now.
Yep.
Please
But
don't eat random things in the forest.
Kaj,
Not random.
Kaj, as you're sort of bent over picking the mushrooms, you notice sort of amongst the roots of this old stump that there's sort of like a burrow that leads down into the earth. And it's actually rather large. It was sort of covered by sort of branches and leaves. But as you sort of push them slightly out of the way, you can see that this is actually a rather large looking burrow that digs down into the earth.
As there's something down here.
What do you mean, something?
It's like a room, like a little burrow.
This
Here,
is
look.
someone's house?
Is it big enough to put my head in? Or
I
look
don't
inside?
understand forests. Guys, this is dangerous. Isn't this the thing that he was talking about? Harvey?
Yeah, we are kind of trespassing.
Can I take a look inside?
You just gotta.
I'm just looking. I want to see what's in the stump. Maybe a bunny?
Cause you just
Maybe
said it
a
was
puka?
someone's house.
What? That's silly. Why would this be a house?
I don't know.
Can I see
Birdhouse.
anything?
It just kind of like digs slightly down into the dirt, and it kind of eventually sort of levels out, and that sort of blocks your vision because it's kind of leveled out.
Wait, guys, does that mean that we've stolen from this person's garden? Guys, we gotta get out of here.
Are you trying to say they planted some mushrooms?
They could be growing them.
Hello? Is anyone here?
Guys,
You don't hear anything respond.
Well, he's probably out shopping or something.
And what do you... Why is it a person? You guys are silly.
Well, I
Come
was
on,
talking
guys.
about like a bird guy or like a
Hopefully, it's not a
squirrel
big
guy.
bird.
The bird thing was the one he said was scary.
I got up a mushroom.
Stop stealing from them.
All right.
What do you mean? I'm not stealing. I'm hungry.
Gail,
No sign.
can you give me a perception check as you sort of are the last trailing, as the others begin to make their way back into the forest? Give me a
Sure. Do you want
perception.
me to? Do you want me to move back up to where I was?
Nah, you're just right here.
Hopefully,
Just
I
give me
don't
a
do bad.
perception.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, nothing
10.
there. Keep going.
Really focused on that mushroom.
I really suck.
They're really good.
All right, let's take a quick break since we're at an hour and a half.
Okay.
So go get some water, go get a snack, go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do, and we'll be right back in 2 minutes.
All right. I'll be right back.
As I am damaged.
Those are my temporary BRB screens.
I love it.
We're working on a new one though.
Oh.
But yeah, I've been using those since I started streaming. They're just like stock images that I thought were funny.
That's awesome.
Alrighty. So people still out?
I'm here.
Actually,
All good.
alrighty. Well, if everybody's here, then we can get started. Let's get back into it. As you make your way back along your path to the south, further into the deep green domain, it does begin to get dark. And as sort of the last little bits of sunlight are sort of streaming through the branches of the trees, you see something off in the distance. It looks like sort of some rocks, sort of in a small little clearing. And as you sort of make your way towards it, you get a bit of a better view. Gil, I'm assuming you're making your way through the trees, sort of hiding.
Oh no, I'm just looking at the trees actually.
Yeah, this tree in particular, Gil, is just the best tree in the forest. So I'm glad you took your time to look at it.
All those details.
I'm gonna stay a little longer than.
So the other three, as you make your way into this clearing, you can see that there's sort of a small circle of stones with some old ashes in the center of it, and what looks to be sort of a fallen log that's been dragged up next to it.
Looks like
Well.
somebody's been here.
It's getting dark, so should we make camp?
Hmm.
I'd be fine with that.
Does it look like it was like just put out recently, or is it like old stuff?
There's definitely no embers or anything like that. There's no fire at all. It just appears to be ash.
Okay.
Unless you want to touch it to see the
I was
temperature.
like, can I touch it? Yeah.
You can, yeah,
Touch
if you
like
want.
a rock or something. Yeah.
The sides of the rocks, kind of towards the center of the circle, they don't feel warm. And you touch a little bit of the ash, and it's dead cold.
Guess we should be good.
Kale, don't go too far.
Kaj or Tibbs, whoever has a higher check, you can make a survival check for me.
What's yours?
That's 3.
Same.
All right, then
You
just
make it.
whoever wants.
Oof.
All right.
I
There
die.
definitely used to be some sort of camp, Tibbs. You've already probably estimated that, but any more information than that, not really much to be found.
I wonder if this was Riley and Mila's camp? Maybe.
Oh, Sir Joseph.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Seems pretty small for 3 people. I mean, we're considering Valentine's,
Yeah, but Valentine is eccentric.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, we should set up the tents.
Fine. I'll throw them down right there.
All right, let me get you tents.
I'll take last watch.
No, you won't. I don't trust you.
I said last.
I can't stay up late if I last watch, to be fair.
I guess.
I'm
Who's
gonna
taking
be.
first?
I don't know
I
if I
don't
could take
know.
first tonight, boys.
Dibs.
Okay.
Thank you, Gail.
Well, actually, Kaj, I think you look a little worse off than I am. I'll take third. I'll let you sleep the most. And
No.
are you sure?
No.
Okay.
Just go to sleep.
All right.
I'm
I'm
bad
gonna
at
go to
math.
sleep
Where
too.
does that put me?
All
Number
right.
2, Tibbs. Number 2.
Oh, cool.
You do have your rations as well that you can sort of eat a little bit before you head off to sleep, as you haven't eaten too much today.
Yeah.
And whoever's taking their watch can use that time to eat if they want as well. But Gail, you volunteer to take first watch, and you sort of sit in the very last dim light of day as the sun goes down and you're left with just darkness around you in the forest. And as you sit up late at night, you spend most of it just sort of hearing the occasional hoot of an owl in the distance, or just the crack of a tree branch far off. But this night you don't hear that howling from before. And you spend the first few hours of your watch in peace, just kind of leisurely eating a bit of food and just kind of turning your head side to side and making sure to keep an eye out for anything that might be moving in the foliage nearby. And your watch passes pretty uneventfully. And at the end of the time that you want to spend on watch, you stand up to wake somebody else up to take watch if you want.
Right. I'll go get Dibber. Which one's he in? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, he's in that one.
Take his shoulder. Thank you, Tom.
Oh, is it my time already?
Yep, good night.
Gail, as Tibbs kind of pulls himself up out of the tent and kind of stands up, and you sort of turn away from him to head into the other tent, you swore you heard a third voice, not yours, not Tibber's, just somewhere.
But I don't have an idea of what direction.
No direction at all. You just the tiniest little bit in your ear. You swore you heard a third voice.
What it might have said, or just recognized there was a.
So faint
Another-
that you didn't even make out words at all. Just the tiniest noise that you swore was a voice, but then it's gone. Yeah, just like that. Very immersive, thank you. And you
Hello?
sort of pull yourself out of the tent just as you're about to sort of roll over to go to sleep and look around. You don't see anything. It's just sort of the dark forest beyond. And as you kind of stand out there, Tibbs, you see Gale kind of pull himself out of the tent and just kind of stand off on the other side of the camp looking around.
Gail? Gail?
Ibba?
Hello? Go?
Hello?
What are you doing?
I swear I heard a voice. It was really strange. I don't. It's
A
like someone was
voice?
talking to me. Yeah.
Where?
I don't quite know really. But I woke you up and then something came by my ears. It was really strange.
Hmm. Well, I'd say go back to bed. If it happens again, we can look around.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna stay up for a little bit. Just in case.
Don't stay up too long.
10 minutes tops.
Alright.
All right, Tibbs, you return to your post on the old log by the campfire. You can light this campfire if you guys want to. I don't. You didn't specify that you did, but if you really want to, you can. Because it's pretty dark out right now. And Gail, you stay up a little later and just sort of wait. The air around you is just sort of really still, ever so slightly humid, and there's no breeze at all. You listen hard for any sort of noises other than owls and crickets and branches brushing against each other, but you don't hear anything at all.
What's a shame. I guess a little unnerved. I'll go back to bed.
All right, you crawl back into your tent, and sort of as you fall asleep, you keep your ear out for it, but you don't hear anything more. And Tibbs, you spend your watch listening to a particularly pesky owl that seems to be hanging out near the camp,
Who?
and just sort of making a slightly too loud hoot every once in a while that just sort of startles you out of your kind of wary calm and makes you sort of look for what made the noise, and then you realize, oh, it's that old owl again. But the rest of your shift is peaceful. And rolling around to the end of your shift, you may do what you wish.
I don't remember who was third watch, but I'll go and ruffle Kaj.
Hello.
Oh wait, are you next watch?
I'm next. Yeah.
Okay, well, your turn then.
All right. Anything weird going on?
Just one fucking owl. I swear to God.
They do that. All right, get some sleep.
Yeah.
I was just gonna produce flame into his hand and just kind of hold it there.
All right. You sit on the old log with your fire just kind of gently flickering in your hand for some time. After a little bit of silence, you hear that same pesky owl hooting out in the distance. Make a nature check for me. As you spend your shift listening to this loud owl, you actually spot it. It's sitting up in one of the branches. Just sort of a rather old-looking brownie and kind of gray feathers. And it just sort of sits casually up in the top branches of an old pine, and just occasionally makes that loud hooting noise. You see it kind of turn its head side to side. Occasionally you sort of make eye contact with it, and it just sort of stares at you for a moment and then looks away and hoots again.
It's you too, buddy.
But other than the owl in the tree, your watch is peaceful.
All right.
So rolling around to the end of it, you can do what you wish.
All right. I'm gonna drop the fire out of my hand into the fireplace and go to wake up Reba.
All right. There's some kind of leftover sticks that haven't burned all the way through. So you can light this fire. It's not a roaring flame, but it's enough to give you a bit of light.
Are you already up?
Yeah, I heard you approaching.
All right, well, your turn.
Thank you for the fire. It would have been really hard to find my way to the log.
No problem.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, Ruva, you sit up and take your watch. And you hear the occasional hooting of an owl, but other than that, your watch is peaceful. And you, taking the last watch, are first to see the early light of morning. And at any point, you can choose to wake everyone up, or you can wait for them to wake up on their own if you wish. But other than that, everybody can take a long rest, which I think is probably much needed for some of you.
Very beneficial.
Oh, yeah.
Ruva's gonna kind of build up the fire a little bit and then also eat.
You can find some old sticks kind of lying around that have fallen from trees around and dried a little bit that you can use to stoke the fire up slightly. And you sort of spend the morning just sort of chewing on some rations. And eventually the woods around you begin to lighten up, and you can kind of see the early light of dawn streaming through the old pines.
She's probably gonna like wait an hour and then start waking everyone up.
Okay. So if anyone thinks they'd wake up crack of dawn, then you can wake up before Ruva wakes you up. But otherwise, Ruva will wake you all up.
Is anyone there?
Sorry, Gil, what'd you say? You cut out.
Sorry, I said hello? Is anyone there?
You sort of rub sleep out of your eyes and wake up and wander slightly amongst the trees and call out to something that isn't there.
Gail, I think you're sleepwalking.
What are you talking about? Not Eber.
I said, Gail.
I know. He's the one that sleepwalks, not me.
Oh, okay. No, so you're awake? I don't know. You were just wandering around, talking to yourself.
I wasn't really talking to myself. It's a bit strange. When I went to go wake up Tabor, I thought I heard something like another person. I don't really understand it. So I'm a little creeped. Mostly curious, but a little creeped.
Another person? Wait, is it the blessing?
Oh, that's a good question. I'll pull out the blessing and I'll put it back to my ear. Hello?
You pull out the small little pearlescent pebble, smooth in its surface, and call out to it, but it just sits in the palm of your hand and doesn't react.
No, that can't be it.
Okay.
Do we have food, or do I need to look for berries?
No, you have food.
I'm gonna look for berries.
Could you? Please don't. Why did I buy all this food then?
I'll take some food.
It was expensive.
I'll eat it with the berries, don't worry. You need to have your fruit.
Ruva's gonna pass out.
Berries.
Gail, please.
Okay, that's not fair.
Berries, where are you, berries?
Please, Gail.
Gil, if you want to forage, you can make a survival check.
Oh, great. I'm sure I'm gonna be awful at it.
It'll take you a little bit to do so as the others sort of wake up. But you really just find some leaves and some ferns. You guess maybe they could be edible, but you've never tried.
Oh, great. I'll have some leaves with my food. It's a great morning.
Just eat this. Ruva's gonna hand him some of those ration things.
Sandwich it in my leaves.
Oh my. You don't have to eat the leaves, Gale. I'd
These
prefer.
are
Hey,
good
but
for
what's
you,
the
Gale.
fun? What's the fun in that?
Texture.
Do you want some, Kush?
Oh yeah.
No, 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 no. Oh.
Ooh,
Here you go.
Gale worked hard to get these leaves.
I spent a lot of money on this food.
And I'm gonna
I'm
eat
gonna
them
eat
both.
it. I'm just gonna eat both. I'm a growing boy, eh?
Ruva's just trying to rub the headache away from her head.
All right. So Tibbs, if you're still asleep, you can stay asleep.
No, he's actually in there just like half asleep, half kind of just like, when you like sit up early in the morning, you kind of just like eyes are half awake. He's just smacking on some food, like
Yeah, all right. But you can
just
hear
sitting down.
you can hear their voices. They're not talking super loud, but you can just kind of hear what they're saying, just kind of quietly through the tent, as they argue about leaves and rations. And as the three of you outside the tent dig into your breakfast, whatever you want that breakfast to be, near this fire that Kaj started and Ruva sort of stoked a little bit in the morning. As you're sort of chewing on your food, Gale and only Gale, you feel the wind sort of pick up slightly around you. It catches at your clothing and sort of ruffles your hair. And as it picks up, you hear a voice carried across it. It's that same voice that you thought you heard earlier. And the voice is sort of soft and ever so faint. Sounds kind of distant, but you definitely make out what it says this time. You hear it say, "This way. Southeast."
Gale, where are you
Gale?
going?
Like choke on my food.
The rest
I
of
heard
you
it
see,
again.
you see Gil sort of stiffen up and stand from where he was eating, and begin to make his way to the trees on the eastern side.
Gale?
I heard it. It's a voice.
Is he still
Oh,
talking about that voice?
yeah. You heard it again?
Yeah, this way, this way.
Should we be wandering randomly into the forest?
Here we go, Riva.
Gale, come back here, Gale.
And so Gale sort of rushes his way off into the woods with the rest of you sort of playing keep up, trying to catch up to him. He winds his way in between trees as if led by something. Gale, you feel this wind. It's coming from the southeast, and it sort of catches at you and blows against you as you wind your way in between the pines, following the direction this wind stems from. And before long, first to arrive, of course, Gale, who's sprinting through the woods. But the rest of you soon after come to another clearing in the forest. Let's see, if this doesn't load, I might refresh. All right, let me refresh.
Hello?
Let me refresh before everybody else, before I drag y'all in here.
Where are you? Hello?
That's better. Okay, so arriving in the clearing first, Gale. You see sort of this pattern of standing stones. Some of them stacked on top of each other in sort of makeshift arches. They form a circle in the dirt in the center of this clearing. And
Oh, God.
the others, as you chase after Gale, you also arrive in this clearing and see him making his way towards the stones.
Gale?
Hello?
And as you reach the stones, Gale, you feel the wind that was coming from this direction just sort of die down and fade. And in the center of this sort of clump of standing stones, again, these ones here are arches. The long stones are arches, so you can pass under them. You see sort of another clump of stones. These ones rougher and sort of almost circular, sitting in the very center of this circle.
Whoa. Don't go in there. What are you
What?
guys doing?
I'm
Don't-
following Gale.
Don't enter a random circle that you find. That's so creepy. It's first you follow voices and it brings you to a stone circle.
And as you sort of examine these stones, Gale, you can see sort of etched into them, almost as if performed by another rock, sort of just this slight indentation with sort of a chalky white texture to the writing. You see just these odd runes etched across these stones in the center.
Can I read them with Runic Writing? Eyes of the Runkeeper, pardon?
At the moment, you cannot.
Oh. I touch it.
All right. As you touch it, you feel sort of a gust of wind kind of whirl around you. And Tibber, standing right next to him, you sort of feel this gust of wind too. Kind of push back your hair and catch the edges of your clothing. It doesn't appear to be coming from any direction, Gale, just sort of all around you. And it sort of starts to pick up speed. And then in the distance, all four of you hear this. You hear a loud, piercing screech.
I was just gonna produce flame and just get it ready in his hand.
Could this potentially be that nesting ground that Harvey was talking about?
What brought you here, Gale?
I told you.
Guys,
I heard a voice.
guys, get away from the circular-ish egg-looking rocks, please.
As
Are there
you,
any eggs inside?
you don't see any eggs, no. But as the three of you sort of step back a little bit, Gale still examining the stones in the center, you begin to hear the beating of wings all around you. Not large, loud wings, a bunch of small wings. And over the edges of the trees, in all directions, you see what appears to be half bird, half dragon. They're approximately the same size as the harpies that you fought before. And they flap their wings and let out these sort of higher pitched, quieter little squawks and screeches as they sort of break through the tops of the trees and begin to make their way towards you.
You can talk us. Oh God, you can
Hello?
talk us out of this, right?
Are you the one that I heard?
Oh my gosh.
As you call out to it, it sort of squawks and flaps, and then it dives down as you go. Roll
Lady,
initiative.
help us.
Oh,
Ah,
Um,
shit.
well.
Low initiative.
Oh.
Okay, rogues, man.
Boom. It will not
Nice
help
roll.
me at all. Woo.
Alright, and give the 10. Casual. Alright. All right. So as these creatures around you begin to draw near, Ruva, you're first to act.
I think. Oh, she has daggers. She has the daggers. Okay.
It's been a whole night, so you don't technically have the daggers out right now. You can just draw what you want right now.
Yeah, no, when they started going into the forest, Ruva automatically started taking out her
Then
daggers.
then you have your daggers out, yeah.
Yeah. Ruva's going to move here.
Alright. This one kind of flittered down lower.
Okay, can they sneak attack this? Or no, can they attack that?
You can attack it, not sneak attack it.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, as they were sort of drawing near, let's say this one is about sort of head height, and this one is as well, and the others are fluttering about maybe 10 feet higher than head height.
Okay.
That will hit, Ruva.
And then...
Alright. That will hit as well.
Nice. If only it had sneak attack. Okay. Actually, the first sneak attack would have only been one, so it's okay.
Alright. As this one sort of was preparing to dive bomb at you, Ruva, you rush up instead and catch it off guard and slash at it with your daggers, opening up 2 large gashes across its belly, in which it sort of squawks and shrieks in pain. Now sort of flying kind of a little off kilter, but still alive.
I'm so sorry.
Anything else, Ruva? Or ending your turn?
No, she's gonna end her turn.
Alright, then that will bring us to this one here, who was mid-dive bomb, and will complete said dive bomb, and attack you, Go. So as it sort of swoops down at you, it opens up its talons, and attempts to slash at you. And it will hit.
Can I cast shield?
You can, yeah.
I'll cast it.
Alright, then it
Spare
will...
my life.
What's your new AC again? Sorry.
It would be a 19.
Oh, yeah, you missed. It misses them.
Thank God.
So it swoops down, and you're too quick, Gale, and you summon the shield to surround you. And instead, these talons just sort of meet this glowing barrier of force that blocks the talons from sinking into your flesh. And it sort of squawks in frustration and is not able to complete its attack. Gosh, it's your turn.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna run up here and then take a shot at this one
All right,
with Produce Flame.
go for it.
Where's that at?
That will hit. Alright, you send these embers flying at the one that's sort of fluttering up high. and not quite expecting a burst of flame to sort of hit it right on the chest. It squawks and flutters in anger as you see some burns kind of appear across the scales on his chest.
I'm gonna move a bit farther down, and then I'll end my. Wait. There we go. And then I'll end my turn.
All right. The next to act is the enemy that Ruva attacked. Angered by your strike, Ruva, it's going to strike out at you with its talons.
Yep. Piercing damage.
And with an 18, it will hit you. For 4 slashing.
Ah, slashing. Mix it up.
All right, that is its turn. It just sort of flutters in the air nearby. Again, still sort of slightly off kilter from the injuries you've given it, Ruva. Gale, it's your turn. You just blocked the blow that this one gave you. What would you like to do?
I mean, I don't really want to hurt it, in case it's the voice, but it kind of swung at me. Does it look like it's like a baby, kind of like baby birds?
It's pretty hard to tell if it's a baby necessarily, because it is large. Again, the size of the harpies.
Right.
So bigger than your average eagle and sort of albatross size. They're just long wingspan, long necks, sharp talons. I wouldn't say they're babies.
Did I gauge if it was trying to protect something?
All you've seen that it's done is fly over the trees and swoop down at you.
Right. All right. Well, I guess it's unsure. I'll swing.
All right. You hit.
Oh, now I hit.
So you have to be unsure of yourself and you will hit things. Just remember that.
It's a little bollocks.
All right. You slash out at this one and sort of catch it across the stomach and open a wound.
I'm sorry. I don't want to hurt you.
This is all your fault, Gale.
I can't tell you. You're too far away. I guess it's the end of my turn.
All right. Next, did I? There we go. That one will flap its way towards you, Conch. But that's about as far as it gets. And this one will sort of swoop down at you, Kaj, and talons at the ready attempt to slash at you. And it will hit for just 2 slashing.
The symbolic 2 HP.
All right, that brings us to Tibber.
How's this one looking?
Damage, it's got sort of a cut on it, but still flying, still healthy.
I am going to move here and two-handed attack this one with the longsword.
Got it? Go for it.
Fuck.
It manages to flutter out of the way at the last second, and you just swipe at the air.
That's what you get for leaving me.
You'll do fine. That's it.
Alrighty. Ruva. The
Okay.
creature in front of you is rather bloody.
Wait, I go again?
We rolled back around to your turn.
Yeah, no, I just
Oh,
I didn't
sorry,
know
did
that
this
that
one needs
one
to
of
move. You're right.
yeah,
I
that one
skipped it.
didn't.
You're next. There. That's all I can do.
Okay.
Now it's your turn.
Everyone needs a chance, you know.
It was right in the
to kill
corner, and
me.
I scrolled right by it when I didn't see it.
Alright. Dagger attack.
Alright, you hit.
Hey. Nice.
Alright. You sink your dagger into this one, and kind of slide it right in between the rib cage, and it falls to the forest floor.
Can I move and stab at this one?
Yep.
Nice. She gonna move, and then and miss.
You slash at this one, but you don't quite hit it.
Again, I am so sorry. This is all on Gale. And then I guess she's done, yeah.
Alright. The one in front of you, Gale, will peck at you with its beak. And it will hit. Your shield's down, are you?
That's correct. Yeah. So
Okay,
it's only
then yeah,
14.
it'll hit. It'll hit then.
All right.
4 piercing.
Ow. Wait, it pierces me? Doesn't slash me?
It attacked you with its beak.
Oh, this
Oh.
is rude.
Alrighty. Which brings us back to Kaj.
All right. Me shell on my my staff and take a swing at the one in front of Tibbs.
Okay. That will hit for 6 bludgeoning.
Nice. Shillelagh.
And
Alright.
my turn.
You smash your staff into that one and sort of send it reeling as it struggles to kind of regain its position in the air. Alright. That brings us to the one that Ruva killed. And therefore right
And
back
we
to
will
go.
warn him.
Gale, it's your turn.
Oh, great. What? Rinse and repeat? I'll be unsure again, I guess. Oh, well. Thriving for guessing.
Alright. Slash at it and miss. And that will bring us to this one, which will peck at you, Kaj. But we'll miss with a critical failure. You managed to duck out of the way.
Does its wings stop working?
Not quite. I don't enforce critical failures necessarily as harshly on you guys, so I don't do it to the enemies either.
Okay, that makes sense.
Which brings us to this one, which will peck at you, Tibbs.
17 AC.
That is an 18.
Fuck.
Yeah, now we wish we had the shield, huh? But it lowballed its dice and got a 2.
Ah.
So Luck comes in waves. It comes and goes. Poor guy. All right. That brings us to Tip's turn.
I'm gonna smack at this one. By smack,
Alrighty.
I mean swing. You know. Don't know why I said smack.
A 12 will hit.
Nice. 4, man.
That's unfortunate.
I will action surge though, and do it again.
Alrighty. That will also hit.
That's better.
Alright. You swipe at it twice. The first one is a little shallow, the second one meets its mark, and you just cleave it right in half. Both halves falling to the forest floor below.
Nice. I'll move here. My turn.
Alright. Ruva, the one near you, attempts to peck at you.
I already said I'm sorry.
And it will hit you. Oof. It'll hit you for 6 piercing.
Okay.
As it manages to catch a vital point. And you feel the beak sort of stab into you like a dagger. And that is when you hear that loud screech again.
No, no.
And from the east, over the tops of the trees, you hear a very, very loud beating of wings. And then, emerging over the very, very tip tops of those trees, you see a 3-headed hybrid between a dragon and a bird. Much, much larger than the others.
Oh, fuck.
And it is going to swoop down. And it's going to, with the center head, bite at you, Gil. And that's going to hit. That's going to hit you for 9 piercing.
Bruh.
I heard a lot.
And with the large one swooping down, this one near you, Gil, is going to attempt to fly away. Do you want to let it?
Sure.
Alright. Then it's going to begin to fly away. Kaj, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to use Healing Word on Gil.
Okay. All right. You feel some of the teeth marks that have just formed in your side, Gil, begin to close up and the bleeding stop. Some of the pain subside as this massive creature towers over you.
And I'll take a swing at the one right in front of Tibbs again.
Very well. You hit? All right. Try. All right. Smash into the side. You hear maybe a rib break as you smash your staff into it. Kind of reels for a little bit and screeches at you.
Okay. And then I want to kind of pivot over to the side. And then I'll look at Tibbs and be like, Gil needs help.
Yeah.
And in my turn.
All right. That brings us to your turn, Gil. What would you like to do?
Oh, good. I think I want to run. Like
Alright.
a lot. I have a question for you. If I wanted to use my last spell slot for Expeditious Retreat, it just costs a bonus action. So, does that mean that I can disengage as a main action? And then that bonus, when I cast it, gives me an extra dash?
Let me just reread Expeditious Retreat for a sec.
Okay.
Yeah, it gives you the dash as your bonus action, so it's sort of all in one. Casting Expeditious Retreat gives you the dash at the same time as casting it. So if you wanted to
great.
disengage as your action, you still have... you would disengage, then cast Expeditious Retreat, and you're off.
Great. We're gonna leave quickly. Boop. We should probably run.
Gil, as you get about that far,
Oh god.
out of the corner of your eye, you see the runes glowing.
Oh.
And the wind sort of picks up around you once more.
How far is this? 35. Oh, perfect.
Alright. You run up to the stones in the center. These odd looking runes now glowing with sort of a white light on the stones. What would you like to do?
Can I touch it?
You can?
Great. I'd like to touch it.
Alright. You place your hand on the stones. And as you do, you hear that voice pick up again. And the voice just whispers along the wind. Accept the gift.
Is that a question or a command?
Accept the gift. You feel sort of the stones under your palm sort of hum.
Yeah, alright. I accept.
Very good. And as you accept what this strange voice is offering, you feel the hum from the stones spread all the way down your arm and sort of reach your core. And as it reaches your core, you feel that gust of wind swell up again and surround you. This time, much harsher. It catches your hair and blows it in every direction. You feel this whirlwind completely envelop you. And it sort of almost begins to lift you slightly from the ground, just a couple inches off the ground. And as it does, you feel your hand that's holding your sickle sort of raise slightly. And as you sort of look at your sickle, you feel it vibrate too, just like the stones. And that hum intensifies and intensifies. And then, in an instant, the sickle that you're holding shatters into hundreds of tiny little shards. And the shards don't fall to the forest floor below. They just hover, just gently embraced by the winds that surround you. And then, slowly, they begin to move. And the wind just shifts the shards slightly, and they form the shape of a new weapon. It's no longer a sickle. It is a sword. And as the shards reform themselves into a new shape, you see from the hilt of what was once your sickle a shadow, just sort of like a smoke, just begin to envelop all the way up to the tip of the sword. And as it continues all the way up to the tip and reaches the edge and envelops the entire sword, the shards re-solidify, and you hold in your hand an odd-looking, shadowy blade. And as you grip it and the wind sets you back to the ground, you feel strength just wash over you. Whatever you hold in your hand is clearly incredibly powerful. And that power rushes through you. All your spell slots are restored.
Ooh.
And you now have the full capabilities of a Hexblade Warlock.
Oh,
Holy crap. Thank you, stranger.
As you look down at the stones that gave you this gift, you see that the light that was glowing from them has now faded. Let me show you what you're holding, shall I?
Oh, yes.
oh.
No, not you.
I'll show it to everybody.
See
I
that
can't
again?
see anyway. I'm behind a rock.
Sorry, I was talking to the cat. I don't know if you heard him. He was.
Oh.
You know, you wanted to see
Oh,
it
you
too.
can't
I
man.
wasn't
Come
trying to
on.
deny you. My bad, buddy.
Here we go.
Oh man, that's so rad.
Holy
Ooh.
crap! This looks
What the
intimidating.
Fuck.
That's what you now hold in your hand in place of your sickle.
Oh, that's scary.
That's so cool.
And as you look down at those stones with the glow is faded, but the writing is still sort of etched into it, and you can read it now. And it just says, "Accept us," repeated across the entire stones.
Oh. I see. Good thing I said
Alrighty.
accept and
Now then, that was quite a long turn. Let's get back into it. The creature that Kaj and Tibber are surrounding, it's gonna peck at you, Kaj. And that will hit, just barely hit you. For 3 piercing. Which brings us to Tibra's turn. You've got one creature in front of you. You got a very, very large creature stomping around behind you. And you've got Gale off to your left, who just had a very odd experience that you sort of heard parts of.
I was like, yeah, I didn't see it.
You'd probably hear the whipping of wind, but that's about it.
I'm gonna hit this guy with my lungs.
All right.
Ooh.
You hit.
12 damage.
All right. You open up a very large wound across its chest that reaches all the way to sort of the webbing of one of its wings, and cuts it, and it's sort of off kilter now, flutters and rests on the ground.
He's gonna move here and look at Gale and be like, are we running?
I don't know anymore.
Tibra, as
What
you
the
look at
fuck is that
Gale,
sword?
you can notice that he's holding something entirely different.
And I'm staring at it the whole time. I don't even look at you when you talk to me.
Got it. I'm gonna move back here. That'll be my turn.
All right. Just give me 1 sec. Okay. Then at the end of your turn, it's not angry typing. That brings us to this creature who's going to attack you, Ruva.
Mm-hmm.
And a 19 will hit.
Oh.
And it rolled 3 piercing.
3? Oh. Ooh.
Which brings us back to your turn, Ruva.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you stab at it.
And then another one, right? Yeah.
That also hits.
Oh.
Yeah, they have 12 AC and meat speeds. Alright.
I just wanted a nice morning for once. Instead of being thrown in a river and woken up by dogs.
Alrighty.
Is it how's it looking?
It's bleeding from several cuts that you've given it, but it's still alive.
Okay, can I use the is it cunning action?
Cunning action gives you additional stuff that you can do as your bonus action, which you've already used in your second attack.
Oh, okay. All right. Yep. Never mind then. I can't disengage, right?
That would be your bonus action, disengage.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
typically those things take actions for most classes, but you as a rogue are faster, so you can choose to do them as bonus actions through cunning action. That's the point of it. So you can dash, you can hide, you can disengage, all as bonus actions. But the downside of that is that you sacrifice the second hit.
Okay. Alright, then I'm done.
Alrighty. That brings us back to the Elaine Tretchend. Oh, just within range. Perfect.
No.
It is going to lash out at you with a large coiled tail. Tibber?
Brilliant.
And it's going to hit you. So you're going to take... you're going to take 7 bludgeoning and then make a strength save for me. Alright, you pass the save. You feel this this tail collide with you, and it attempts to sort of knock you flying backwards, but you sort of hunker down and manage to stop yourself from being pushed back. You only slide slightly in the dirt below, and you are not moved. Which brings us to this creature, which is going to continue to fly away. Which brings us to Kaj. You've just heard a massive thud from your side as Tibber is collided with this massive tail, but he stops it from lashing any further and hitting you. So he's holding it back right now.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I'm going to rotate around this one here to the other side.
All right.
And then use Healing Word on Ruva.
Okay. Tuck yourself in between the stones. And Ruva, you feel your wounds begin to close up and the pain subside. It's a good roll.
Thanks, mate.
All right. And then I'm going to swing at the one right in front of me.
Go for it. All right, you hit it. All right. You collide at this one with this one using your staff and feel sort of a crunch, and you kind of bat it to the ground, and it stops moving.
Okay. And then I'm going to back up a little bit further.
Okay.
And in my turn.
Very well. That brings us to you, Gil.
You want some help, Ruva?
I'll be on my way over. I'm fine here, so just are we running? I'm pretty sure
No.
whatever that is the thing that Harvey told us not to like
I get
talk
that.
to.
I get the feeling this thing's faster than us.
But it's really dense forest. Maybe it can't find us.
Good point, Tibber. I'm probably faster than all of you, so I'll bonus action Hexbraid's Curse.
All right. On this, the Elaine Trishan.
Yes. Just reading it for the first time.
All right.
Okay.
As you sort of approach it, you sort of get like an instinct of what you want to do, Gale, and you just sort of instinctively, just sort of raise your sword at it, and you see this rune sort of etch itself into the scales on its chest. The rune, you can read it, Gale. It says curse, that etches into the center of its chest. And the Elaine Tretchen sort of screeches as this mark appears.
Oh, well, you know, X marks the spot. That's a 15 to hit, maybe?
That will hit.
Oh, thank God.
Hmm.
I was so scared for a while.
All right.
I don't think. Does it? Do
You're not
you know if
holding. You're not
if
holding
it
anything
automatic?
else, so I'm
Oh,
assuming you
okay.
two-handed slashed it.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't really think anything of it. I was gonna ask, do you know if it automatically applies the curse damage, or is that +2 just the inherent damage?
It will. It just adds the +2. It calculates it for you, so that +2 will change. But the
Oh,
+2, you just have to assume that you add that, so you roll a 13 technically.
oh,
So just
well,
remember
wonderful.
that it's a +2, and then if that changes, you just have to remember that it's a new number.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
All right, so you rolled 13 damage then.
Nice.
Hey, look, I'm Tabor.
All right, the large beast lets out another powerful screech as you slash at it, and you meet your mark and open up a large wound. And that wound sort of seeps with the shadows that wreathe your sword. Alright. And that brings us to Tibber.
I'm gonna swing at it.
You catch hardened scales and don't sink your blade deeper.
I'm going to pull out my shield, and that'll be my turn.
Alrighty. The one near you, Ruva, is still sort of hanging on, though it looks wounded. It's going to kind of scratch at you with its talons. But it misses.
Huh.
Which brings us to your turn, Ruva.
Okay. Stabby stab.
That will hit.
Hmm.
For 6 piercing. And with that, this one is dead.
Nice.
And again, I'm very sorry. If Ruva takes the movement, the normal amount of movement, can she switch to the crossbow and take another attack? Or is that a...
If you threw down your dagger, also you have a short bow, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure. Yeah. I keep
Okay,
saying
just-
crossbow.
yeah, I wanted to make sure. I was like, for a second, I second guessed myself. Like, wait, does she have a crossbow? But yeah, it's a short bow. If you throw your dagger on the ground, you throw your daggers on the ground, you could grab it. Be your free interaction. But you've already used your action to attack, so
Okay, so
it wouldn't like your daggers have the two weapon fighting, but your short bow doesn't.
Okay.
Just so you're aware.
If I go... Alright, I guess I just move here.
Okay.
right here, right? One more?
I think you can get one more.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can move one more square.
Okay.
There you go.
And then I will end.
Alrighty. Alright. The Elaine Tretchend will reel back with his center head and then, aiming at you, Tibber, let out a ear-piercing screech, which you feel sort of like reverberate through you and through the earth as it fires sort of a line of this sonic energy right through you.
Fuck.
So make a con save for me.
Come on, baby. Fuck.
Ouch. Alright. So you will take 8 thunder damage.
That ain't shit.
As you feel this sort of deafening screech rip right through you. Alright. Kaj.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna run on over and use Cure Wounds on Tibbs.
Okay. Ooh, nice.
Whoa. Big heal.
And I'm gonna back up again. And end my turn.
Alrighty. Gale.
Oh, gee. Well. Let's have another swing. Oof. Got too cocky.
Alright. So you also hit sort of a hardened section of its scales and sort of glance off. Anything else?
No, Tibber wants to stay, so I'll stay.
Alrighty. Then Tibbs, it's your turn.
I swing.
You hit.
6 damage.
Alright.
And I will second wind. Big heals. I am back up to full. That's my turn.
Wow.
You are. Alright. The one near Ruva died, so that brings us to Ruva.
Nice. Ruva's gonna take out his short bow.
Okay.
Wait, is that an action? Because I have to drop the dagger.
If you just drop your daggers on the ground, then it won't be. It's more that it's sort of splitting the two, sheathing the item and then taking out the item. Sheathing would use up your free one, then you'd have to use the other one. But if you just toss your items on the ground, then you don't have to use anything to sheath them. But with the
Okay, yep.
downside that you would have to go pick them up if you ran away.
Pick them up. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she's just gonna throw them down.
All right, toss them to the dirt below, and pull out your short bow. All right, you hit.
That's funny.
You get your sneak attack damage from this because these guys
Mhm.
are flanking it. So you'll get your 6 damage on top of your 4.
Mm-hmm. She's dead after that.
All right. What were you aiming for, Ruva? Out of curiosity.
Oh, the middle one. Like the chest of the middle one. I don't think she can see the curse mark.
Not quite. No.
Yeah, but the chest of the kind of to the middle.
Yeah, it's facing Tibber right now.
Oh, okay. Then I guess the side.
All right. The heads kind of arch so that you could kind of see independently each of them, but you're sort of looking at its left side.
Okay, it tries to go for the middle one, but who
Okay.
knows what happens.
Yeah, I just was curious.
That's the one that yelled, right?
Indeed, yes.
Yeah, that's the one that.
All right.
I have a headache.
It's going to attempt to bite Tibbs.
Try me, bitch.
Remember what taunting did last time?
Yeah, I crit him.
This thing does have a lot higher pluses to hit, though. So just be wary of your taunts. Because this thing's going to hit you.
Fuck!
Told you, I told you.
Yeah, this is no little bird. This is a big bird.
Big
Oh,
bird.
it's Big Bird?
Yep.
We made it to Sesame Street, guys.
Hang on. I should give you guys the spelling of this just for fun. 'Cause I think you'll think it's
Something,
interesting.
something.
Okay.
It's going to start its own
That's
talk
close.
show. Alrighty. So it is going to hit you, Tibbs. What type of damage is that? That's piercing. It's going to hit you for 7 piercing. As one of the side heads surges forward and sort of bites down around you. Feel its teeth, even within the beak, bite down into you like daggers. Alright, Kash.
Okay. Gonna run up here, produce flame, and throw it at the middle head.
You hit?
Nice.
Alright, you send embers flying as you cast your small ball of flame at the center head. And you can kind of see burn marks across the scales of the center one's head. It lets out sort of a loud screech in pain, and you see the center head kind of wriggle and writhe around. And then glare right at you.
Oh,
Now then, my turn.
Okay. Gale.
I'm gonna go for a swing. Two-handed. Don't fuck me.
I don't think you're allowed to command it. I think it does what it wants.
Was that exactly what you rolled last time?
Pretty close. Let me see. Roll it. Yup,
Yup.
exactly the same.
Oh man, that's always the worst. Even if you'd rolled like a 7, that would have been better. It's more insulting when it's the same number somehow.
Exactly the same, yeah.
It's like the dice hate you.
That they do. That they do. Well, I guess I'll yell at it anyway, feeling myself. Just hit me, damn it!
Okay. The left head turns and looks at you.
Stick my tongue at it. Yeah.
Kale,
That's
don't
right.
provoke him.
I look
We're
back
the
at
ones
her.
in the wrong here.
I look back at her with my tongue out.
All right, Tibbs, it's your turn.
I'd rather not line up, so I'm gonna go here and I'll hit it.
All right, you pivot your way around the large beast. From this angle, you can kind of slice at its side, but it also has sort of a long coiled tail that you could slice at too. What do you want to hit?
Fuck its tail. I'm gonna hit that.
His tail.
All right, you hit.
Fuck.
You're one-handed now, right?
Yes.
Okay. You open a kind of a shallow cut along its side, enough to pierce the scales, but not enough to do too much damage.
That is my turn.
All right, Ruva.
I'm just gonna move.
Hold on. By now, the four of you can see this this creature. It's got sort of several cuts open across it. It has the curse mark on its chest, and it's got an arrow sticking out of it. So it looks decently injured, but also quite angry. What would you like to do, Ruva?
Ruva's gonna move here, I think.
Mhm.
And then shoot.
At its back or at its head or what?
At its, I guess at its back.
Okay. It's not super important. I'm just curious. That arrow is going to
Yeah,
just meet
just
the air.
elemental. She's just gonna move here. And that's it.
Alrighty.
Gotta get a better angle.
The left head is going to bite at you, Gal.
Damn right I will. You better not miss.
It did hit.
No.
Come on, big brain.
It sort of lunges at you and tries to just close its jaws around you.
I don't regret this.
That's going to be 5 piercing.
Oh,
Catches just sort of the side of your leg.
that
'cause
really hurt.
You're tucked into the rocks. It can't quite hit you properly, so it only really catches a bit of you.
I'd like to respond with Hellish Rebuke.
Alright.
Nice. Let's see if it's Dexy.
It is not. I will tell you that.
It's
That
quite
was
sexy.
That was a 4, so it's gonna fail.
Oh, great. Takes 12 damage.
Whoa.
All right. The rest of you see that surge of sort of black flame encompass it, spewing more sort of shadows, like the rest of his sword. And the massive creature sort of writhes in pain as these flames sort of completely envelop it. And the center head squirms and writhes and then falls limp against the side of the body. And the other 2 heads just sort of howl and screech in pain. That'll be
Does
an end
anyone
of,
else kind of feel a little bad about this?
that'll be the end of its turn. Which brings us to Kaj.
Is it still facing me, or is it facing Gil now?
The center head that was glaring at you is now limp. The left head is still looking off into here, and the right head is just choosing between you two, so it doesn't really pick a target. The one that was glaring at you is dead.
Okay.
The body is in your general direction, though.
Okay, I'm gonna aim my fireball at the left head.
Okay. You hit?
Not actual fire.
I was like, bro, I'm fucking dead.
And I'll end my turn.
Yeah.
More embers sear the left head. Gale, it's your turn.
Well, I guess I'll swing right where Kaj threw fire.
Alright.
And, don't fuck me, dice. Oh, well.
Just shy.
No, dice fucked me. Sounds about right. Swing it's me again! That's my intern.
Alrighty. Then that will bring us to... Tibber.
Ice Fiend. Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
Damn.
Alright, alone.
I don't know what that means.
What?
5 plus crit 3. Slash
If you
10.
get a natural 20, you crit.
Alrighty.
Still-
You find sort of a gap in between the harder parts of its scales, Tibber, and you sink your sword deep into that section, and it just sort of screeches and writhes in pain as you find a weak point, sort of right around the rib cage. It's now sort of bleeding heavily from that spot.
Nice. That's my turn.
Alright, that brings us to Ruben.
The left one's the one that's basically dead.
The
Or
one in
that's
the one in the
the most
center is the
injured?
one that is limp. If you're wondering.
Riva's gonna try for the left one.
Okay.
Nice.
Alright. Your arrow sinks itself into the left one's eye as it glares at Gale. And it lets out another howl. That head is still very much alive, but it now has an arrow sticking out of its left eye.
One down, other eye to go. And, yep, she's done.
Alright, is that the end of your turn? Alright, then back to the Eladen Trechand. You see the one with the wounded eye and the one on the right. They both sort of look at the center head. And one of them sort of pokes at it and it just hangs there limp. And then it spreads its massive wings and attempts to take off. That'll trigger AOPS from you too if you want. It's attempting to fly up into the air.
Damn.
Alrighty. Then it is going to take off high up into the air. And it is going to attempt to fly away. It flies relatively high. It's going to use its action to dash and get really high. And begin to soar over the treetops.
How high is really high?
It gets about 40 feet up.
Okay.
And then begins to sort of fly away from you over the treetops. Which, switching background, Kaj, you'd be next to act. Is there anything you want to do? You definitely get the sense that it is fleeing.
Okay, I'm gonna move down towards Tibbs and produce flame. Just keep it in my hand, but not do anything.
Okay.
Yeah, my turn there.
Then, Gale, you've also witnessed this. Is there anything you want to do?
Go after it. It looks pretty hard.
Kill that fucking thing.
Great. I'm running for it, and I'm using
Oh boy.
everything to just keep up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna basically be right under it.
Yep.
Don't.
But I don't have anything to reach it. So
Okay. Tibbs?
I'm gonna throw my hand axe at it.
Hey.
That would be 40 feet up, so it will be disadvantaged. As 20 is the range on your hand axe before you get disadvantage.
Ha!
Alrighty then.
That's so different.
Then your hand axe hits it. Alright, I'll give it another 7 slashing.
And I'm gonna run after it too, so I don't know where to put my thing.
Oh boy. Guys, it's gonna go back to its nest. What if there's another one?
Alright, Ruva?
Uh does Riv have to move in order to hit this, or can
Alright.
she just? I think she could just hit it, right?
Yeah, you're pretty close. If you want to get a little closer, it wouldn't hurt, but
Okay.
I'm not willing to measure it just so you can hit it.
Yeah.
I'm too
I'm
lazy.
trying. I'll try and hit it.
Alright, I'll hit. Alrighty, another 4. Alright.
Oh, and then I guess she moves a little bit more. And that's it.
Ruva, your arrow hits the tail as it flies away. And as you see your arrow strike the tail, you see something sort of fall from the tip of its tail into the forest floor below. You have to probably look around for a little bit.
I will do so.
Which brings us to the Elan Tretchend. Now that it's not flying up, and now that it is far above the trees, it is going to absolutely book it.
Mm.
And it is going to use everything it's got to fly 80 feet away from you guys. So it's pretty far out. And that's all it's going to do. So I suppose brings us to Kaj. Let's leave initiative order.
Alright.
There's no sense in keeping it. You're all doing the same thing, aren't you?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Running after Tibbs and Gil now.
Oh yeah, but Ruva wants to see if she can find what fell off.
the Elaine Treshend is faster than you, Gale and Tibbs.
I still have expeditious, right? Or at least for a little bit longer.
For a little bit, yeah.
Okay, well, if I still have it for when I do, I have 90 feet total,
Okay.
at least for a little bit.
Please don't get lost in the forest, guys.
Loot!
There is no loot. We literally... Is the sword not enough? What is that anyways?
Well, that's we're gonna have to end the session because we're at 3 hours.
Okay.
So regardless, we can't go much further.
Big bird, lots of meat.
I will make notes about where everything is right now, and we'll pick up again next week. Ooh, alrighty. That felt like a really long session.
Not long enough.
I feel you. Alrighty. Let's go to this screen. All right. Thanks everybody for watching Silversong Session 4. Is there anything that interferes with next week, or?
I won't be here next week.
Okay. Did I make a note of that already? I may have.
I think I mentioned it last week. I'm not sure.
I may have already made a note of that. Just let me pull it up. No, I guess I didn't. So I'll make a note now.
Guess I'm going to have to cry next Monday.
Alrighty.
All night.
Then barring any changes, I don't think there's anything. Well, I guess we'll skip next week, and then the next actual stream will be Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, coming up for more Whispers in the Woods. They had to take 2 weeks off just from unfortunate circumstances, so it's good to get back to them. And then I think we're fine for Friday. Also at 7 p.m. Eastern for more Seas of Sound. So that will be the upcoming streams, so look forward to those. And before you know it, we'll be back with more Silversong, and we can chase after this darn bird.
No, Ruva will try to make them not.
I got
well,
another spell slot from doing this.
Oh my god.
well, Dungeon Dragon Farm, you can watch the archives of the other streams on Monday. What a good segue, thank you. So we do have a archive channel on YouTube. If you ever miss a stream, you can check that out. And if you want to go watch some older campaigns that have already sort of wrapped on their seasons, then you can catch up on those as well. Go watch some older campaigns; those are a good time. And maybe if you watch some older streams, you'll probably pick up on some references scattered throughout the world that I like to do. We also have I have my Twitter, which you can follow for any sort of adjustments on schedules. If anything gets canceled or moved around, I'll update you guys there. We also have a Discord you can join. Feel free to. It's not just for players. And we have a World Anvil where you can read about the lore of the world. There's all my links. Other than that, have a good night, and thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday or next Monday if you are an avid Silversong fan. Or not next Monday, but the Monday after.
Yes, next Monday. You said it. You said it.
Well, I don't control that. But you get what I mean. Regardless. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Good night.